Hello Algebra 2, this is Mr. AC, and we're going to be going over how to multiply these polynomials to kind of expand this thing out. Now, the first thing that we need to recognize is that we recognize that this right here, we have 3 times parentheses x minus 7 squared. So we need to recognize that, remember, anytime we have a square, what does that tell us? Well, if we have 2 squared, that's telling us that we have whatever this is right here. This is being multiplied by itself by 2. So that's why it's 2 times 2, because this tells us that there's 2 copies of 2 that are multiplying. So when we will go to solve this one, what we need to do is do the same thing. Well, we need to do, it's this whole thing, x minus 7 squared. So that means that there's going to be 2 x minus 7 squares multiplying together. So the first thing we're going to get is 3 times x minus 7 times x minus 7. Now a lot of you are wondering how in the world could we possibly FOIL this out. Now the idea is like this, alright? These numbers are multiplying, and a lot of you kind of had the idea that you would take the 3 and then you would distribute it into the x, so you get 3 times x and then 3 times negative 7, and then you would take the 3 and then you would do it again over here, and then take the 3 and then do it again with the negative 7. We cannot do that. We cannot distribute the 3 to the whole thing, okay? Because I'll show you why. Because right now these are multiplying. They're multiplying. So if you look here, if we have 3 times 4 times 2, okay? Well, we first can do 4 times 2, which is the same thing as like doing these two multiplying together, which you've done for a while now, and you get 3 times 8, and then you're gonna get, then you would do 3 times 8, which gives you 24, or we can do 3 times 4, which is 12, and then times 2, which is 24. So you see, we can multiply the 4 and the 2, so we can pretend like the 3 is not there. We can pretend like this 3 is not there, and then just FOIL this out using the distributive property. Or we can do 3 times 4 first, 12. We can do 3 times this first, and then we're going to multiply whatever that gives us times the next one, which is this one here. Remember, if I try to take this 3 and distribute it into both of these, I would get 3 times 4, which is 12. And then 3 times 2, which is 6. And clearly that does not equal 24. Oops, this is my alarm. Okay. Therefore, we either multiply these two together, like the 3's not there, or similar to here, where we can multiply the 3 and the 4. We can multiply this 3 with this polynomial, which is what I'm going to go ahead and decide to do. So, first thing I have to do is I'm going to distribute the 3 to the x, which gives me 3 times x, right? Oops, hold on. So we distribute the 3 in here. This is going to give me 3x. Then we're going to have 3 times negative 7. We're going to have 3 times negative 7, which is minus 21. Oops. Sorry, that's my cat. Anyways, now we're going to multiply by this polynomial right here, which is x minus 7. So that's kind of the first step that we have to do. Now we just go and multiply this like we've done in the past, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to multiply, we're going to take this, multiply this here, so we're going to get parentheses 3x times x plus parentheses 3x times negative 7. And then we're going to get parentheses, then we're going to go here and get plus negative 21 times x. And then here we're going to take the negative 21 and distribute it with the 7 and do plus negative 21 times negative 7. Okay. Here we have 3 times x squared. 3 times x, that's just going to be 3x squared. Here we have 3 times negative 7 is negative 21, but it's also multiplying by x. So we're going to get plus negative 20, or it should be at 21x, not 27, sorry. Then we're going to go down here. Well, this is right here, negative plus negative 21x. And then we take, and so we took care of this one, we took care of that one, we took care of this one, and then we get negative 21 times 7, negative 7. Negative times a negative is a positive, and 21 times 7 is 147. Okay? Now I just combine like terms. Well, I can combine these two together because they're the only ones that have an x attached to it, right? Nothing else has an x squared. This is the only one. And then this doesn't even have an x attached to it. No, x is not being multiplied to it. So these are the only like terms. So we're going to get 3x squared minus negative 21 plus negative 21. That's negative 42x plus 147. And that becomes my final polynomial. Hopefully that helps out a bit. And here is a guest appearance. Check it out. Lulu. She said hi.